Hello Reformers and welcome back to Mountain Blade Warband. Now, when we left off, we had just, well, basically dwindled down all of the defenders, or shall we say most of the defenders, at Suneta Castle, and we also did a little bit of a field battle where we were outnumbered 2 to 1, basically. So, I thought it would be a pretty nice idea for you to see my weekly budget, because we're going to have a little bit of an update about how much I'm making every so often. I don't know, really kind of a bit of a schedule on our weekly budget here. And as you can see, I'm currently gaining 21,000. That is only due to Nara. That's basically it. If we didn't have Nara, I'd be making so much less. It is crazy. It is literally crazy, because if you see it right here, okay, so let's just say Nara's wages, they're like, what is it, 1,200 basically. So we can basically just, you know, take away a little bit of that from the rents, and basically we're making 14,000 from Nara just by itself, roughly, and we're making 21,000 in total. So technically we only make 7 without Nara, which is pretty crazy, in my opinion. Absolutely pretty crazy, but yeah, anyway. We are currently, I believe, let me see. I think we are on 450. Yes, day 450 or something along those lines. So yeah, also, I have mentioned this before. I did do a bit of a day count a couple of episodes ago. And yeah, so you can just kind of work it out from there, because, you know, you can see the date in the bottom right, so... You know, it's kind of easier to do that than me telling you, because, you know, it takes me, I have to actually go out of the game to be able to see the day count, and then obviously I'm waiting here for some time, so it could be, you know, it's just an approximation basically, because, you know, obviously I'm not entirely sure exactly how many days have passed since I started. And yeah, I'm concentrating on other things, like, for example, building the siege tower. There you go. We finally built it. As you can see, I actually have nothing to eat. Yeah, that was a bit of a problem in the previous episode. I did state at the end that we needed some food, but obviously, you know, I just want to take them out. I want to get Suneta Castle. This is going to be the final... Oh, whoa. Whoa, okay. Yeah, well anyway, this is going to be the final, I hope the final siege at Suneta Castle. I'm going to cut away for the obligatory moving of the siege tower here, and I really hate moving siege towers. This is exactly the reason why I really do not like siege towers. Now this, I'm actually quite surprised about. We made it to the walls with minimal casualties. Only Borcha has been taken out, as far as I'm aware. Yeah, look at that. Only Borcha has been taken out. That's crazy. But, as you can see, we've only done a little bit of damage to the defenders. Literally, only taken out 2 of them. I'm going to tell my cavalry and infantry to charge straight on in here. Jeremus is doing something very weird, as you can see. He's kind of just like, let me just bend over to reload my crossbow and put my face in those spikes, and then die. Because that's what he does. I'm actually really surprised that he survived as long as he did, to be honest. I mean, you know him. You know, he's using his crossbow. He's undefended. I actually did defend him for a little bit while we were moving towards the walls, because I wanted him to survive, you know? I wanted him to survive. Okay, so I know the layout of this castle now, so I'm basically just going to run off the edge here, and then I'm just going to... What? Okay, I'm just going to take a lot of damage, apparently. Really? Where did I get shot from? Up there? Or no? Surely not. Well, whatever the case may be, I am going to go over here and just try and eliminate some people from behind, because that's what we like to do. Barney likes to come in from behind. Thank you very much. And yeah, we're sure all of the guys really appreciate it. They do really appreciate it. So we're going to try our very best. Yeah, this axe actually is pretty decent, but my power strike level and my proficiency is just atrocious, so obviously that's going to make a bit of a difference to how much damage we're able to deal, but I think we have this in the bag. I think we do have this in the bag. It's literally just a case of eliminating this wave, and then I think we are good, because as it stands, I think there's only about 100 units remaining. Don't quote me on that. Oh, hello. Would you, yes, yeah, okay. Did not realize they were getting reinforcements. Did not realize that. Okay, could you could you just move real quick? Yes. Yes, just allow me just to slide up here. Yeah, there we go. Awesome. All right. Yeah, I seem to have survived by the skin of my teeth. Randomly. Not entirely sure how that was even possible. You know, the next thing that's going to happen, I'm going to get jetpacked. I'm going to get jetpacked off the edge, and I'm probably going to die from the falling damage, because as soon as you jump in a very tightly packed area, you have a very high chance of having that happen. And, well, we want to be a little bit careful about that, don't we? Anyway, yeah, what I'm going to try and do, I'm going to try and just, oh my. There's a lot of Saranid Mamluks here. Alright, so it seems like I might be able to get out here if I can just move to the right. Oh, this is... yes, or the left now. Oh, Rolf is actually getting a couple of kills. I'm really happy to see that he's actually doing something. I mean, technically he's actually a pretty decent fighter, but anyway, it seems like I'm just melding, should I say? Not molding, well, kind of melding, I guess, but yes, we're melding into the wall a little bit. Which is rather impressive. Okay, I'm going to continue jumping then, I guess, and I'm going to try and get out that way, but this is impossible. I mean, I'm going to have to do something. Oh my. It seems like we are going to have a couple of problems. Yes, seems like the enemy is actually moving towards us. I'm going to try and use my thrown weapons. Yeah, take that. Take that. Yeah, there we go. How about that as well? Yes, there's a headshot for you. There's another one. Yes. That is what we want to see. We want to see King Barney using thrown weapons. And now I'm floating somehow. Not entirely sure how, but we're floating. That is what we do. Alright, so wait a minute. I'm going to need to get a shield. Wow, this is rather amusing. I wish I had a longer weapon. Well, every guy's going to say that, right? Oh, yeah, we're going with that now, aren't we? We're going with that angle. Just like Barney likes the rear angle. Yeah, okay, well, we're going to go with all the innuendo, apparently, in this episode. That's what we're going to do. That's what we're going to do. Anyway, I'm going to try and... Oh, here we go. I'm squeezing through. Yes, that's what Barney likes to do. Squeezing... Yeah, there we go. Fantastic. All right, so this is great. Now I have absolute freedom to be able to go where I like. So we're going to go down here. We're going to go and kill these rock throwers, because we're very, very annoyed at these Saranids joining, you know, the Kurgits. I assume it's just a defector of some sort, but yes, that's quite annoying, isn't it? Anyway, let's just kill this guy if we can. He's obviously a Lancer, which is not very good. I'm not very pleased about seeing a Lancer here. I'm going to try and... Oh, these guys don't have shields. Why am I even bothering going over there? That's awful. Anyway, yeah, these guys are obviously going to be pretty difficult to deal with, but we're going to try our best. Our best is not good enough, apparently. No. No, our best is not good enough. Yeah, come on, maybe it is. Oh, no, now it's not. Now it's certainly not. Ah, wow, okay. Yeah, so... Bit of a problem. Not entirely sure what happened here, because I did actually begin the construction of the siege tower immediately. So, I'm not entirely sure what happened. Look at this, 178. Why is there 178 in here? Because as far as I remember, there was only about 70. So, apparently they just multiplied like bunny rabbits. I have no idea how they were able to do that. The Kurgits basically are the, shall we say, reincarnation, or shall we say, have more of a relation to the Duracell bunny than to, for example, Genghis Khan, by the looks of things. It seems like they are much more to do with multiplying very, very fast than conquering things. So, I don't really know what's going on with that. Okay, yeah, he's going to obviously say no. But what we're going to do is, I'm actually just going to wait here for some time, and we're going to see what happens. And, well, I guess I'll see you then. Oh, the indignity of it all. Oh my, yeah. So, as we were waiting here pushing the siege tower along, one of my Mamluks was, shall we say, embarrassed by a Swadian skirmisher. Yes. Can you imagine? Can you imagine being taken out by a Swadian skirmisher? Yes, we can, because that has happened. Yes, that has certainly happened. Oh well, never mind. We can just, let's just move on from that. I'm just not going to comment on any of the things that we have already done and have been quite embarrassing. But anyway, it seems like most of our forces are pretty happy to at least follow us, so I suppose that's okay. But yeah, this is the end of the line for the forces at Suneta Castle, which I'm really, really happy about. I personally feel like the Khergits have been absolutely irritating beyond nothing, really. They just haven't been willing to give up. You know, I mean, the AI obviously is playing a lot better, or technically they should be playing a lot better, because, as I say, the campaign AI is on a much higher level than what it used to be back in the original native days. So anyway, 3 renown for us, and 22 morale. Obviously I have no food, so that is rather a difficulty. I'm going to be letting most of these guys go so that I just gain a little bit of extra relation with them, and also honor is, yeah, I guess pretty decent. And yeah, who knows? Maybe they're gonna decide to join us. Some of them have bad personalities, so obviously I'm not really looking forward to kind of taking them on at all, but you never know. Maybe it's gonna be okay. So basically what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna take everyone here, and I'm gonna be then just putting the normal units that we haven't yet conquered and assimilated into our own culture, and we're going to be putting those in the garrison. So we're not technically using them. So for example, we could use Swadians and things like that, but I'm not going to be using anything else like Rodoks or Khergits just yet, because we haven't yet conquered them. So obviously it doesn't really make sense for us to use their units, because why would, you know, the countrymen of one particular faction fight against, oh well, yeah, me saying that and then just remembering, there's actually quite a lot of defections going on and a lot of indictments and things like that. So it doesn't really make too much difference for me to say that, because there's a lot of infighting, shall we say. You know, there's a lot of Saranids fighting Saranids, a lot of Swadians fighting, well, everyone else, and fighting Swadians as well. But anyway, Lord Beheshtar is going to get this, I believe. There you go. Now, Lord Tarchius is not very happy with us. We're probably going to give him the next one. But yeah, the balancing act has begun. Not particularly happy about the balancing act, to be honest. I personally feel like the relation, well, shall we say decay in native is much too harsh. You can modify it, I believe. You can modify it with... Can you modify it with Tweak MB? I'm actually unsure about that. I have never done that. I think I've only done it once, and I don't think it even worked. I don't think it even worked when I was attempting to do that, because... Actually, no. I think one of you in the comments actually did help me out, and I think I did actually get it to work, and it was in, I believe, Nova Eatus, because there was a big problem with relation in that mod, because every single time you wanted a relation, you would have to go back to your main home and try to, you know, basically bribe the lords. And while that's, you know, that's a nice system to have, it's actually perfectly acceptable for me to have something like that in a mod, you know, where it allows you within the confines of the gameplay and the mechanics surrounding that gameplay to, you know, give vassals relation with you, you know? And I think that's a really, really cool mechanic. However, the main problem with that mechanic is that it basically removed the enjoyment of kingdom management for me, because what would happen was the relation would go down every single week. No matter what you did, it would just continually go down. And you could, with a pretty decent amount of money, as I buy some food here, with a pretty decent amount of money, you can get as much relation as you so desire. You can get 20 relation or 10 relation or however much it was every single time, and if you have an unlimited amount of money, which is what I had in Nova Eatus, that was just tedious. It just turned into an absolutely tedious exercise, and that was the main reason why I changed some of the settings. Not to make things too easy or anything like that, but it was just to remove the tedium and the micromanagement that I would have otherwise had to do. And I was perfectly, I was perfectly open about myself changing this. I actually did, I believe, paste a comment from the person that actually helped me out with that, and I pasted their comment and pinned it on that particular video. So if you're, if you're watching Nova Eatus at the same time as watching this, or you've watched it in the past and you wondered how I did that, then I'm sure you can find it somewhere there. And, you know, it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool to be able to do that, because every time you give a fief to someone, or I think it's every week, I don't know, I can't remember what exactly got changed, but what happens is that I think you gain 2 or 3 relation with vassals, with all the vassals, every single week, which is really, really cool in my opinion, and it does remove the tedium, as I say. So if you have a huge amount of money and you don't want to continually click through menus, because when you have, let's say you have, I don't know, 10 to 15 vassals, and you have to click through every single time on every single vassal, it is going to be extremely frustrating and pretty demoralizing, actually. But thankfully, there's a fix for that, because that's what's really cool about Warband in many ways. It can be, as I've talked about in the past, modified to a very, very large extent. I mean, there's a Star Wars mod. You know, that, getting Star Wars in a medieval style game is pretty amazing as it is. Anyway, we're gonna go over to Talbot. Oh no, actually, I meant to do something else at Nara. I got a little bit carried away with speaking, as I tend to do. But yeah, what we're gonna do is gonna go into the garrison here. You can actually take a look at my current situation. It's not particularly good, I gotta say. I don't think it's particularly good. I mean, yeah, okay, I can get a bunch of archers and some veteran footmen and things like that, but for the most part, they're not really going to be very useful, in my opinion. I mean, they do need to level up, but that's the point. They need to level up to actually be a little bit more useful than they currently are, so that's obviously going to be a bit of a difficulty, because I don't necessarily have the time or the inclination to do such a thing. Because what I would like to do is kill the Kurgits as fast as possible. Now, what I would love to do is use some Kurgit Lancers, because we do actually have 26 of those somehow. I think I rescued a bunch from some Saranids or something like that, I guess, and maybe from the garrisons at the various fiefs that we've, accrued over the, the course of our campaign here. So let's have a look here. I'd love to use Nords as well, but no restrictions. We have restrictions. So let's use some mercenary cavalry, actually, and some hired blades and things like that. I mean, there's nothing really stopping us from doing that, so I think we can probably do that. Now, how many master archers do we have? We have a pretty decent amount. Okay, I'm gonna get 10 of these. There we go. I think that's pretty nice. And do I have some? Yeah, I do have some prisoners, but it's not really a big deal. Well, I'm at the garrison here, so I might as well do it. Don't build the messenger post, please. Thank you. Yes. Okay, so we have. This is exactly the point, though. We have 289,000 in our inventory, and basically, if you're playing Novaitis at this point, which, I mean, it's kind of easy to gain money in that mod, and money is king. Money is absolutely king in Novaitis, and if you have unlimited money like I did, then obviously, being able to micromanage and improve the relations with your vassals is absolutely fantastic. Great mechanic, but obviously, as I say, the tedium did get a little bit much. So there's actually a bunch of vassals that we have in the area here that I gotta say I'm actually pretty impressed by. Like, for example, Lord Drewley and Lord Play, they chased off the guy that was attempting to take Tolga, which is fantastic, because that's exactly what we need. We need active vassals. We don't need those vassals that are just like, oh, let's have a feast. Let's have a feast. I don't really want to do that. I mean, I'm not particularly a big fan of, the feasts and things like that. Oh, hello. You seem to want to attack me. This is probably not a good idea for you. I'm actually kind of surprised that they're doing this, because there's a number of vassals in the garrison that are still recuperating. Now, what do they have here? 70 Kurgit Lancers. That is an absolute travesty. It seriously is. I am actually a little bit irritated by that, because literally, come on now. So many Lancers. I mean, oh, that's crazy. Oh well, never mind. Okay, so we have a bunch of cavalry. We're going to be doing battle with a huge amount of them. 224, no less. I think we'll be reasonably fine. I mean, we have 49 cavalry. Shall I just charge in with all 49 cavalry? Maybe I should just do that. I mean, they have cavalry, don't they? I mean, they have mostly cavalry because they are, of course, mostly Kurgits, as far as I'm aware. There is a couple of Swadian defectors, maybe? I'm actually unsure about... Wait a minute, what are they? Are they Swadians? Yep, Swadian, yep. There is a Swadian, so I'm going to have to take out a couple of his guys, because they're pretty good, they're pretty good, those units. Oh, there's even a Saranid defector here. Oh, okay. Well, Thankfully, he's not really doing too much damage to me right now, so that's good. And hopefully I'll be able to... Oh yeah, give me that. Give me that. Whoa, that's some nice damage. That is some really, really nice damage right here. If I can actually hit. Yes, if I can actually hit, then that's great. But, yes. What level are we now, by the way, with King Barney? I think we are level 27. I think we are level 27, so... I suppose I'm just going to aim for level 40 as quickly as I can, because that is obviously going to make a huge difference to our various stats and skills and things like that. Obviously, the main issue with that is that I have no idea what to do. Usually I have a bit of a loose plan of what I'm going to go for. You know, I don't go into like a spreadsheet or something like that. I personally feel like going into a spreadsheet to work out a build. You know, that's absolutely fine for some people, but I don't know. I just feel like doing it a little bit more organically and naturally is more fun. And that's usually what I'm all about. You know, I'm all about the fun. All about the fun. Even though sometimes the fun stops. The fun stops. Certainly when you get absolutely massacred by an overwhelming force of vassals, that's when the fun generally tends to stop, unless you have a pretty decent chance of defending against them. But obviously that is Warband, you know, that's Mount and Blade in a nutshell right there. You know, sometimes you get lucky and you have a really, really nice time of things, and you know, you just have a really nice sort of offensive push against whatever force you're wanting to go up against. And then other times they just crush you with 2,000 units, and that's kind of like the to and fro of the game. And yeah, it's kind of cool that a lot of people tend to understand that. Some people don't understand that, which is a bit strange, considering, you know, if you've been watching, you know, my series in particular, then you'll know that sometimes I'm able to absolutely stomp people. Like, for example, now, obviously, we do have a pretty large amount of cavalry, and that enables us to do this and kill very, very many units. But obviously, the main thing you have to consider is that most of the units we're fighting right here are pretty low tier. So, for example, if they just had, I don't know, if they had a bunch of Kurget Lancers, for example, then this would be much, much more difficult than it actually is. And, yeah, I mean, even though they have horses and everything, they're still not really able to do too much. I mean, yeah, they have some veteran horse archers as well, but, you know, the point is that we outclass them in skill and... Oh, yes. Okay, you didn't see that. Nothing happened. Alright? That's not his name. His name is not King Barney, it is Bing Carney. Yep. That's his name. Bing Carney. Yep. Alright, so Bing Carney died in that last round, and we must all mourn him. You know, R.I.P. in peace. R.I.P. in peace. He was buried in the Mojave Desert, don't you know? Yeah, anyway, enough of that. Enough of that. We are... Oh, I ate my words. Yep, I ate my words. I am, you know, I'm confident enough to basically say, yeah, my bad. My bad. I'm not going to say that we have skill anymore, because literally that's probably the reason. Karma was like, yes, I don't believe it. I don't believe it, King Barney. Yes, exactly. And, you know, just absolutely punched us in the face. Absolutely did that. Alright, well, yes, as you can see, this is basically a foregone conclusion. We have won this. You know, the first wave was reasonably difficult, and then the obligatory lance to the face that we received in the previous round, obviously that was not exactly difficult, but some of these guys have lancers. Newsflash. Yeah, anyway, there you go. That is indeed another victory on the fields of battle, and we have indeed weakened the Kurgets even further, and then we will be able to go for Talbot Castle. I have a really, really bad feeling that Talbot Castle is a siege tower. It probably is, isn't it? It probably is. For those of you that have recently played Native, or are playing it alongside me, and you've maybe already taken this castle, then you will know the pain that I'm about to endure, whatever it may be. If it is a ladder castle, then I'm absolutely fine with that, but I don't even know why I'm taking prisoners, to be honest. But yeah, anyway, I'm just... I don't need the loot, so there you go. But, yeah, I'm going to need to kill these guys, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and intercept But I'm going to do that off screen because these guys are, I mean, just look at them. They really don't have anything to stand up against us. Going to try and run into Ward right here. He's actually following us right now, so if I can run into Ward, then I'll get these two in combat as well. Maybe this guy, but yeah, I don't really mind about him so much. And then we're just going to go in here in the next episode. I hope you're all enjoying the siege warfare, by the way, because there was a lot of you actually complaining about that a couple of episodes ago. When are you going to get to the sieges and so on and so forth? Well, we've gotten there, so hopefully you're enjoying that. Anyway, if you would like to see more sieges or less sieges, then by all means let me know, because I'm perfectly happy to skip some of those if you so desire. Anyway, I thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time.